guys, today we have to start Python programming, and this course is actually designed by today we have to start Institute Python programming, and this course is actually designed by today we have to start Institute Python programming, and this course is I'll just mute this one. Designed by today we have started Institute Python programming, and this course is I'll just mute this one. Okay, so the course actually I am talking about this is a course by Python Institute, and the course title is Python Certified Programmer. You can see here Python Essentials. Let me show you. This is actually the course title, PCAP, Python Essential Python Programming. There's the Essential Python Essentials. There's the Scope and Sequence Python Programming Essential in Python. So the course is very important for the beginners, and it has a very advanced concept like a object-oriented programming also. So the target audience in this course, everyone can join this course. There is no any prerequisite, and the course is defined by the Python Institute. So you can see the course is aligned with the Python Institute certification also. The objective, whereas you can see here the curriculum objective. So the aim is to general computer programming concept, and you know that in the programming we have basically the very important thing in this programming is there are three actually the main pillar of the programming: the sequence, the flow of the program, and conditional execution. Sometimes we want to select the statements and we want to omit the statement, or we have to execute some special portion of the program. So that all depends upon the conditional execution, like if, else, or conditional switch statements. And there is a iteration if we want to specifically execute the code for a specific time. So there is a iteration, concept of iteration or loop. So this is a basic pillar of the programming language, like sequence, conditional statements, and the loop. There is also the very good concepts of the functions. Functions, you know, functions are of two types: user-defined function and the built-in function. So the programming language will start with the language syntax, semantics, and the runtime environment, and as well as with the general coding techniques and object-oriented programming. Very important, object-oriented programming. So completing the course ensure the student will be acquainted with all the primary means of provided the Python 3. So make sure that we will study this by using the Python 3. Industrial certifications, so PCAP programming essentials in Python helps students to prepare PCEP, so certified entry level Python programming certification exams. So you can see here entry level PCEP 3.0, and associate level is there, and professional level is there. So we will cover entry and associate level. Python PCAP certified associate in Python programming certification. You can check this certification complete course outline even at pythoninstitute.org/certification. You people can also check from there. Okay, whereas the objective, we will start with the module 1, PE, Python Essential Module 1, and after completing PE1, all of you students will be able to have a basic knowledge of a computer programming and software development, understanding fundamental programming concepts such as compiler. We will like to compare compiler and interpreter. Most probably all the people will well familiar with the compiler interpreter, source code and machine code, and ID, integrated development environment. Have an orientation of a Python development history. Yeah, this is a theoretical who basically start the Python to have work with the Python and main traits and the features, gain skills allowing him or her to install and configure basic development tools as. But in this course, um, you have also a online compiler. You can run the code inside your browser, and the other way, you if you are using Linux, most probably Linux uh, Linux is used in Linux. Most probably Python is already there, so uh, you don't need to install in most Linux flavors. And whereas in Windows, you can download a Python and you can install Python with any IDE which is more favorable for you. Like people like to have a PyCharm, some like to have a Notepad, whatever you want, you can use. Okay, let for this I'll start. I have the course success of PCAP, and you can see in my browser. In my browser, you can see there is a netcad course, and I have already created a class of PCAP, and here, welcome to the Python Essentials course terms. You have to accept it, and syllabus. I have already given an overview of this syllabus, just a module 1. Today's target is just a module 1. This is most probably theoretical, but we will I'll try my best. If we can touch to the module 2, I will also go there. And the part which is more theoretical, I will not make it the boring, and to keep the interest of the students and the listeners, viewers, I will go to the more technical part. Okay. So if I click on this link, module 1, introduction to the Python and computer programming. So module 1, this course is very interactive, and the people who want to join can enroll, no problem. Okay, the basic the theme behind what is the computer program and how it works. Very simple computer program, just a line of code, a line of instructions to perform a task. So in this very simple, it's these simple lines like that says naturally a computer will be able to compute, but the computer is not aware of such things. Like if we have to calculate the like average, or we have to calculate maximum minimum values, or any formula, physics or mathematics. So computer does not know about this. We have to perform, we have to provide the some instructions. So these instructions, in very simple, these instructions is a kind of a program. So these instructions, definitely we need a kind of a language. We have to provide these instructions to the computer. So a program makes a computer usable. Without a program, a computer is even more the more powerful one is nothing more than an object. So the program is the major thing, that is a set of instructions we provide the computer to perform a specific task. Similarly, with the auto player, a piano is nothing more than a wooden box. So very very good example. So that is just a wooden box. Computers are able to perform very complex tasks. This is ability is not innate. Computer's nature is quite different. It can be execute only extremely simple operations. For example, a computer cannot understand the value of the complicated mathematical functions by itself. Although This is not beyond the realms of the possibility of the near future. So we have to provide the instructions, and that instructions is the kind of a program, and for these instructions we need a language, and language is just a keyword. Okay, so program is actually the set of instructions. We have a natural programming natural languages and the programming languages. uh, if I am talking with you, definitely I am using some kind of a language. So programming language is also there. The programming language, actually the language which the computer can be understand, that is a programming language. So no computer is currently capable of creating a new language. However, the may change soon. Just people can use a number of different languages. Machines have many different languages. So we have like a machine language. We have There is a very important language. EL, expression language, is also there. So there are different languages, but computer, actually that is a hardware. A machine can understand a machine language, but we cannot understand very good, or everyone cannot be very good in the machine language. So a computer, even most technically sophisticated, is divided. Even the trace the intelligence, you could say that it is a well-trained dogs. It respond only to the predetermined set of noun commands. So there are the set of noun commands that will be respond. The command is recognized are very simple. We can imagine that the computer respond to order like take the number, divide into the number, and save the result. So we have to instruct that are in the instruction list. Okay, so machine language is developed by the humans. When we write a program in any language, that will be definitely translate into the machine language, and machine languages are understandable by the machine. So that will be give the output. So in next, you can see how the language is actually make a language. So in other languages, like there should be some kind of alphabets, lexes, syntax, and semantics. So these are the basic components of language. So every language alphabets, set of symbols are there. Lexes like of a dictionary, and syntax like a grammar. So we have to take care of these syntax also. Semantics, set of rules determines if a certain phrase makes a sense or not. Like I ate a donut, that makes sense, but donut ate me doesn't. So this is different. So language has definitely its components, and when we write the code, the instructions, that instructions are source code. Suppose I write some kind of a print hello world. So this is a command, and this is instruction. So this is just a moment. Okay, so this is a command, and a program written a high level language, source code. So that command is a source code. Okay, so the source code we write here. Source code, a program high level, is called source code, in contrast to machine code executed by computer. Similarly, file containing a source code is known as a source file. So this is actually my source file. This is my source file. Okay, so we should save this. Let I save this. Okay, suppose a dot y. So this is a source code. Okay, this is a source code. Okay, next, compilation versus interpretation. Okay, so computer program, when we write a computer program, Computer programming is act of a composing selected programming language element in the order that will cause a desired effect. The effect could different in specific case. It's up to the programming imagination, knowledge, and experience. Of course, such composition has to be correct in many senses: alphabetically, lexically, syntactically, and semantically. So there is a concept of compilation and interpretation. How will be compiler interpret? Because when we talk about, there is a source code. Suppose this is a source code. We have a source, and definitely machine understand the machine. This is a machine. Machine will understand machine language. Okay, so source is this is understandable by human, by understandable by human. Okay, so this is understandable by human, and this is understandable by machine. So there is a gap. So there is a translator. We can see there is a translator or interpreter that will be uh, translate. Okay, that will be translate. You got it? So this code will be translate into machine language, and machine will be understand these instructions. Okay, so that will be understand by machine, and that will be uh, understand by machine, and it will be translated. Just a moment. That will be translated into machine language, and machine language will follow these instructions. Okay, next is, but the compilation and interpretation. Compilation is a program that is translated at once. Okay, so it will be compiled at once, and interpreter, the that will be actually the translator code line by line. Okay, so if we go to the compiler will generate an exe file, that will generate an exe file, and interpreter that will be not generate like a exe file, it will be translate line by line. Okay, so this is a difference in between. In the next slide, if we go, there is a comparison here: compilation and interpretation, advantages and disadvantages. This is a good idea to compare these. The execution of a translated code is usually faster. So if we go to the compiler, it is faster rather than interpretation. So only the user have to compiler, the end user use the use the code without it. Okay, may use the code without it. Okay, so no code it can use because there is an executable file. Translated code is stored in the machine language, and it's very hard to understand. So invention of programming tricks is likely to remain your secret. Okay, like we use the C language, and C language has its executable its extension .c, and create the machine files, batch files, and .exe files, and executable file we we give the end user, and that can be run this. Okay, the complete compilation itself may take a consuming process. You may not be able to run your own code immediately after the amendment. Okay, you have to have many compilers as hardware platforms you want to code run on it. Okay, So this is its advantage and disadvantage. But if we go to the interpreter, you can run the code as soon as completed it. There is no additional phases, translations. The code stored using the programming language, not the machine one. This means that it can be run on the computer using a different machine language. You don't compile your code separately for each different architecture. But the other hand does not expect that interpretation will ramp your code to high speed. Your code will be share the computer powers with the interpreters, cannot be really fast. Okay, both you and the end user have the interpreter to run your code. So this is the difference between the compiler and interpreter, and advantages and disadvantages. Very important. Just for the compiler, it will run at once and create an executable file we can use without the any source code, and that is the your code is hidden. Whereas interpreter, that will be run line by line, and this has its own beauty, and compiler has its own beauty. Okay, next is the section which is the theoretical. I will skip that. That will make definitely it's boring. And next I will move towards its installation. For the installation, you have to just download. Yes, for the installation, go to Python. Just write Python, and first there is a python.org. You just have to click here. Okay, and downloads Python. Okay, and I have already downloaded and I have already installed. Okay, and for more understanding, if you want to learn documentation, I will suggest you must download the documentation. Okay, functions, libraries, this is very important. Okay, next just for this, I have also Linux. Here it's Linux also, and I have access of Linux here in SSH. So Python, if I just click, and you can see I have a Python here. And secondly, we can use here I have a PyCharm, the editor. Okay, we can code here. And secondly, here is also ID. Ideally, yes, you can use this app also for to write the code. You can also use this PyCharm or that one. You can use ideal shell for coding. Okay, and if you are working with Linux, you can also download some editors for that. And the other thing is that you can use Nano. Like I will have a Python dot first. You can code here, and you can run the code using Nano and your compiler. Okay, here Linux users most probably have a Python already installed. Perfect. So if you are not a Linux user, or you don't have the Linux, you can download and install it, and it will be installed. And you need a editor. That depends upon you. You can use, there are a lot of editors for the Python available. you can use them like most probably I use the PyCharm also. So there is a link, you can download it and you can install. Downloading for the Windows user, download it and leave the default setting, and installer suggest no with the exception. Look at the checkbox, and you have to add the path variable. And for the Mac user, so you can use for the Mac also. There is also the version available for operating system, and for your operating system, as per your operating system, you can download here the release. Okay, release are here, previous version, maintenance status, so you can download as per your requirement. Okay, so for the Python, I will suggest you you use like PyCharm or the editor which has uh, more interaction, advanced features, tool tips that will be more helpful for the students, for the learners, to motivate them to find the errors, bugs, some kind of trace the error, so they will be motivated, and they will not waste the time, and easy to learn. Excuse me. So the first program, like in if you are working with the PCAP course, you go here, and you can see there is also a sandbox. You can run this code here. Let I go there and I show you. In the next module, let I show you. Second module. So this there is a sandbox available. You can write your code here, like we have write a hello world and run this. So in the console you can check the output, and here suppose I also write here print. Here you can see we have a tooltip, and if just I press enter, it gives me the tooltip help. That is easy to work, like hi, this is my first program, and just run main. So this is the this is my first program. Okay, and if I copy this line and I put just here, Control A V, and run it, you can see this is my first program, and you can also refresh this. Okay, so hello world, it is time to start working a real working Python code. It will be very simple for the time being. We are going to show you some fundamental concepts and terms. These snippets of code would be not be serious or complex. So this is not a serious. This is very simple. Like I write here, print first message. Okay. So if I play here, just run it. Okay. So this is you can check here. So this is the output. Next, print functions. We have used the print function. So the print that can be seen here, this is a function name. Actually, the print is the function name, and you know, function is of two types. Functions. If we talk about the function, that is of two types: user-defined function and built-in user-defined, and built-in functions. Built-in functions, and the functions definitely have a name like print, and there is some kind of a parameter. This is we will put here as a parameter. There will be parameter. This is the name of function, like here. This is the parameter, and this is the name of function. Okay, this is the name of function, and this is the parameter. Okay, so we will pass here some kind of value. It will give us some output. So this is actually the function is will take some value, and it can be returned the output, or can't be returned the output. Okay, so you can see function in this context is a separate part of a computer code, able to actually function. There is some kind of a code already there that is working. There is some kind of a code already there. Function is defined. We create the functions to perform some kind of a task, and if there is anything that is repeating two times or more than two times, so it is better, instead of we write down that steps, we write down the steps into separate and declare as a function or method. We can use it. Python functions, however, are more flexible and can contain more contents than their mathematical siblings. A function cause some effects, evaluate a value, functions results can return as a functions results. Okay, moreover, many of Python functions can do the above two things together. Okay, so this is a function, and these are its parameter. Okay, where do the functions come from? As I tell you that it's come from the Python itself. So this is a built-in. Okay, and you can write by yourself for your you want to write a function to calculate the tax. You want to write a code to calculate the profit and loss, or you want to write a function to have some calculation, some sort of a calculation for the problem solving. That because that is for the user defined as per your business requirements, that are user defined functions, and the functions which are provided by the programming language, that are the built-in functions. So there are two types of functions. There is a as that function may have you guys, you have seen this whole course is very very beautiful and very simple, and each word is explained in depth. You can see just on a print function there is a 4 or 5 slides available with the examples. So the course is really easy to learn, to understand, not only for the people who are having already a programming experience, but for also the students, learners who don't have any programming experience or knowledge. As we said before, function may have an effect and a result. A result is a value who is returned by the functions. And the third, very important, is that argument. Argument, you can see argument is a parameter, the value we pass to the function. Mathematical functions usually take one argument, like we have a sine 90, sine 60, sine 45, cos 10, sine, cos 10, tangent, cosecant. These are the function name. The x which is taken as a x, which is the measure for angle. So x is a parameter. Python functions, on the other hand, more versatile. Depending upon the individual needs, they may accept any number of argument, as many as necessary to perform their task. Note, any number includes 0. Some Python functions don't need any argument. So like Sometimes that does not need any kind of argument. Sometimes it is compulsory to pass the argument. Okay, so suppose that has a function we are talking about. If this we don't pass any parameter, does the function or example have any argument? Of course we don't provide this. Let me try it. So what will be happen? I say here print, again I say print, then I say print test. Okay, and I execute this code. You can see there is 2 times new line slash n, like its behavior escape sequence of slash n. Next, print functions. The only argument delivered to the print function is an example, is a string. So we pass the parameter as a string, hello world. String is a combination of characters. As you can see, string is delimited with the quotes. In fact, the quotes makes the string. They cut the out the part of the quotes, assign the different meanings to it. So when we put the double quotes, that means it's a string. And when you put any kind of a, data there, suppose any word we write here, print, and today is 24th of April 2024, and I execute it. You can see it is a string. If I put here 9,000, so you can see. Okay, so whatever you pass, it will be print. Okay, so when we nothing to write here, it will give the new line. Okay, the print in this case along the parentheses form the function invocation. Okay, this is a function name and these are the values. Okay, so let's see. Python checks the name specific, it's a legal or not. So when you write the function name, that is a legal function name or not. And if you are using your own function, you are calling your own function, that must be a part of this programmer. That should be, that library or that file should be included there. Okay, and secondly, Python checks the functions requirement. What are the requirements? Is there any parameter, any specific type, anything? Leave your code for a moment. Okay, what it will be do, the definitely suppose there is a function. This is my normal code. Let I show you. This is suppose my normal code. Okay, this is my normal code. I write here, this is my normal code. Okay, normal code. And I call here some kind of a function. This is again function, this is again function, then again my normal code, my normal code. When again it comes, suppose it again comes my function, so it will just direct here, it will jump into the function and this function will be execute here. This is my function, user defined function, or this is function. Okay, function. Suppose fun, this is a function, and I call here fun, it will be transfer the control there and that will be execute that instructions which are mentioned in that function. Okay, so this is actually the function. It will start from the top, that's normal code. When it says the fun, that will be shift immediately here and this source code will be execute, and then my control will be again here, it will be again transfer here, it will be again execute this and perform this specific task, then again back, it's coming back to fun, then again it's again the calling of this function and back, then normal code, and again suppose I assume that it has a 400 line of code, LOC for line of code. Okay, what will be happen? Suppose if I call it 4 times, so you can see 400 multiplied by 4, it will have 1600 line of code, but I write just once. So I can write once and I can call many times. Okay, so this is a function name and program. So leave your code for a moment and it will be execute that code and return to your code. You got it? So this is the thing. In the function should have a legal name, that there should be some kind of a argument. If there is some kind of a argument, that should be must match, the signature should be match with the definition of the function. If I define with the 2 parameter, there should be 2 parameter. If that is a 6 7 2 1 like this, that should be signature should be match. Okay, very simple. In a general, signature of the function should be match. And when it will be matched, definitely your program will be jump into that function area, and that will be execute that programming code, that source code. And after the source code, it will be jump back to the your main code. Okay, like this. Okay, like this, it will be come back here, and then will be normal execution of your code. So here this thing is very clear. I hope you guys understand this. Okay, next is, this is the beauty of this course. When you are studying this course, this is the beauty. You can see here, when you are working with this, there is also activities, and activity level is already defined here. That is easy, difficult. This activity is very easy. You can see this activity is very easy. Okay, this is estimated time is 5 to 10 minutes. And I will recommend you guys, when you are enrolled in the PCAP course, you don't go like any AI tool to resolve this problem, not at all. Just you focus and everything will resolve automatically. This is the best learning platform for Python. And nowadays you Google it, find anywhere a lot of jobs in Python, in machine learning, data science, AI, a lot of libraries. You can just in 2 or 3 months you can be expert. It's not a rocket science. Level of difficulty is very easy. Becoming familiar with the print function and its formatting capabilities. Experimenting with the Python code. So what is the scenario? Just first we have to read this. Here the print command, which is one of the easiest directives in Python, simply print out a line to the screen. Let me check. It's really print out a line. Print a line. Now I print some text here. Test, and again I go here, print, and let me execute this. Oh yes, there's an error. Okay, so because signature does not match. Okay, no, I run this. Okay, I clean this, again I execute this. Okay, you can see line, then test, and then this. Okay, so this is, use the print functions to print the hello Python. Okay, first of all, Control C, I come here, print, and I have to print this, double quotes, Control V, and from this. Okay, I clean it, I have to print this. Okay, so first instructions, use double quotes around the string. Having done that, use the print functions again, but this time print your first name. Okay, let I try to print my first name. Print my first name. Okay, I just clean it because, okay, remove the double quotes and run your code. Python reaction, what kind of a error throws. Okay, I remove double quotes, and I have already checked the behavior of a Python. That okay, no problem. Keep in mind one thing I have learned with the passage of time. that is there is no error in the program. There is no error. This I never count this error. Actually, this is a message from the compiler interpreter. Oh man, please consider this. This is the message. And as much as I can be able to translate, understand this message from the compiler, from the interpreter, this kind of a message, I will be more easily to understand the machine, because machine don't need to understand me, I have to understand the machine. So hello Python, that's work perfect. Trace back most recent call last, file name main.py, line number 2 in module, print Said, name error, name Said is not defined. So what is this? That's it. What is this? It's a kind of a calling. What kind of a calling? This is syntax. This syntax we have a string, so that's perfect. Okay, so then remove the parentheses. Oh great, let I again remove the parentheses also. So perfect. What happened? Oh, missing parentheses. Call to print. Did you mean the print side? Okay, and if we come here, no, you guys, you can see print. I write here side and I execute it. I run it. Let I try. Oh, that's size is not defined. Okay, but if you come here in the in ID like PyCharm, very advanced and very beautiful. This editor, I love it. Just I put this and Control Alt Enter. Just press click or okay, I click here. So you can see Alt Enter. I just Alt Enter. Rename reference, ignore resolves. There is a control Q to toggle preview, control Q. There is no documents. Let I come here at print, control Q, fetching the documents. It will give me some help. Okay, now you can see that gives some help about this function declaration about this. That's a def. There is a library, built-in library, def to define print. Print is a function with the values that can, there we can use a sep and file flush like blah blah blah. Okay, so if that is a string inserted between the values default space and file like this. So in when you are using like this a very rich editor, it is really very awesome to work. We have a lot of options, help, tool tips. We can trace out our errors, bugs very quickly. Okay, so there is no need to reinvent the wheel. I don't recommend you to install like you have to code in Notepad like we was working in Java in 2002. In Notepad we work with the Notepad import java.util like this. No need for that. No need to reinvent the wheel. It's really wastage of time. You use a very good editor, you love it, whatever you like, you use that editor and you start the Python. You will really learn very quickly. Okay, so here this is not a facility available, but it's also very good to test your skills. Okay, so the error is there, missing parenthesis, and after that experiments as much as you can. Yeah, you can do as much as you can do the blunder. Let I say print, instead of print I say print. Let I execute. There is another error. Okay, there is another other kind of error. That's a print invalid syntax. So this is a syntax error. Syntax error is a grammar mistake. Okay, so this is you see, this is the lab for the print function. I really recommend Python Institute course. Very beautiful design, lab, activity, and all the time this is a challenging for the newcomers. They can learn it by doing. This is the beauty of this course. Next, again still working on the print function. So the three important questions have you been answered as soon as possible. That's talking about this. Okay, the effects of very useful and very spectral the functions takes the argument, convert them into the human readable, and then send it to the resulting data output. Okay, so there is a function that takes some kind of argument values and then convert into a human readable, and then it's to execute and give you the output. So this is what the effect of print functions it causes, what argument it does expect. Okay, and what values does function return. Okay, none it affects it is enough, that just displays you output. The print, it will just print that thing. Okay, like in any program, computer, any program, actually the computer take a data, process it, and give you the output. So the function is same, it will take some kind of a data, depends upon the definition of the function, then process it and then give you the results that even depend on you. Sometimes not return the value but to perform any task. So here print function instructions, you have already seen a computer program that contains a one function invocation that invoke a function. A function invocation is one of many possible kinds of a Python instructions. Of course, any complex program, if we talk about any complex program, that will not just one function, there will be a multiple functions, user defined or built-in functions. So there cannot be more than one instruction. That can be, there will be a lot of instructions. A line can be empty, it may be contain no instructions. So okay, no problem, let I have. Okay, Python makes one exception to this rule. It allows one instructions to separate across more than one line. Okay, so let me try this. Okay, I have this, I execute this. So you can see, but the people who are from the other language, experience of the other language, we can also use this. We can do by the escape sequence also. So in programming language, one task we can do in a multiple ways. So don't worry about that. With the passage of time, when you have experience, you can see the automatically your programming skill will be improved. Let's expand the code a bit. You can see the editor, run it. Yes, we have here, just we have to click on run and it will be execute here. Yes. Okay, let's Python console show like this. Exactly, this is a good opportunity to make some observation. We have invoked this function twice, we have run twice, one here with the string characters, combination of characters, and second here begins output from line start the execution and change the behavior. Okay, each print invocation contain a different string. Okay, so that execute. We have a question about 5 or 6 slides before that. If we don't write here any string, any character, and just we have a print with nothing, that I try to put here. Yes, there is already, and we have already experience of this. What will be happened? You can see there are 2 new lines. Okay, this is not the only way to produce a new line. The output console, we are now going to show another way. Okay, so we are on the new line, that add a new line. So print added one empty. Okay, so this will add a new line. Yes, escape sequence, I was already discussing about that. Suppose I don't write here /n, I put it here /n and execute it. Yeah, there is already a lot of /n. I also put here /n. Okay, /n after each, cancel, /n, that is for new line. 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 / 1 new line, every word after a new line. Okay, I execute this, you can see. Okay, new line, I clean it and again execute this. You can see the itsy spider claim, like every word is after new line, slash and new line, new line, new line. And second, the way we have already seen, we like to print null without any string, just we write, it will also give the new line. Got it? So it will also this one line, these lines, new lines has been added here. Okay, so these are known as uh, escape sequence. Escape sequence are the special characters which we write inside the print with the double quotes, but that does not, instead of print it, these perform a special task. There is like I write print, I refresh this one. Okay, so suppose I write here slash t for tab slash t, and now I execute. This is a space here. Okay, so these are the escape sequence. Okay, and for the today topic we have already done. I hope all of you understand this. Very simple, just it was an introduction to the Python programming language. You must have to download the compiler first of all, then you have to choose your best editor. You are very expert using that. If you are working with the Linux, you can download the editor for Linux. Nano is already there. And if you are working with Windows, you can also download for the Windows as per your choice. Python is more than a programming language. And if there is any question, you can write on the live chat, and hope soon see you soon with the next lecture.